South Food Deserts, a gateway to poor health. This is a special in-depth edition of Local 24 News at 6. Here are Richard Ransom and Katina Rankin.
Did you know Memphis is considered the hunger capital of the U.S.? It's true.
Even though America is known as the world's breadbasket, well, with more food choice than any other country, there's still no major city in this land of plenty that has so many people with so little access to fresh food. Good evening, and welcome to this special edition of Local 24 News at 6 about food deserts. I'm Katina Rankin.
And I'm Richard Ransom. At first, it can be hard to understand why. After all, it might seem like grocery stores are everywhere, right? In fact, some places like Germantown brag about having food tourism. I can stand on the corner of Poplar and Exeter, and guess what? There's a whole new Whole Foods, a Trader Joe's, a renovated Kroger right there, all within a city block of each other. And don't forget, a little farther east is a Sprouts and a Fresh Market. It's the same story in East Memphis, a Poplar and Mendenhall, where there are grocery stores everywhere. Not only a Whole Foods and Sprouts, but two Kroger stores about 5 blocks from each other. But watch what happens when we zoom out to show all of Shelby County, and we reveal all the Kroger stores, as well as the other chains too, like Aldi and Superlo. Do you see what's happening here? Acres and acres of the city, especially in South and North Memphis, where thousands of Memphians live. But there are few, if any, full-service grocery stores. Plenty of corner stores to buy junk food, cigarettes, and lottery tickets, but fresh vegetables or fruit, forget about it. They are food deserts.
So tonight, we're going to take a closer look at the hunger problem in the Mid-South. We'll show you what's causing it. You'll also see how it's not just affecting Memphis, but rural communities in the Mid-South. And we'll ask, how can we solve it with a distinguished roundtable, including Shelby County Mayor Lee Harris, Local 24 political commentator Otis Sanford, and dietitian Barbara Lloyd.
But first, I want you to meet someone who's hungry to end our city's problem with hunger.
Just gonna kind of drive it.
We hopped in the car with community development leader Rashawn Austin, who showed us how the nearest full-service grocery to her South Memphis office is 2.3 miles.
You know, we're in a car, so imagine someone that doesn't own an automobile.
Which, by the way, is the case for 1/3 of people in South Memphis. Their only other options are to get there by foot or by bus. A long way to carry groceries.
Most people would not walk this because many people that live in declining and distressed neighborhoods in cities are seniors. They didn't leave for whatever reason. They own their homes.
Austin doesn't blame the grocery stores for pulling out of struggling neighborhoods like this. She says that's just business.
When you think about retail, any retail, they are looking for rooftops. And so they're not going to be in an area that's sparsely populated because they need a customer base.
As she took us from food desert to food desert, we noticed a pattern.
You start to see vacant and abandoned houses. You'll see one house occupied, next door is vacant and abandonment, on the other side, vacant lot.
Nearly every neighborhood, especially in South and North Memphis, are victims of a 40-year decline. Austin blames the city for never changing policies to encourage infill development, thereby neglecting sidewalks, streets, sewers, and parks. At this point, she says the biggest problem isn't the lack of grocery stores as much as inadequate public transportation and need for education. When your main source of food is fast food and the corner store, which sells nothing but processed food, sodas, chips, and candy, the alarming truth is folks don't even know what they're missing.
If you show them a squash, they don't know what that is. They can't name it.
But Austin is a warrior. Her South Memphis nonprofit, The Works, operates a farmer's market and grocery which sells all kinds of fresh produce.
Hey. How are y'all?
It even has kitchens where free 6-week classes teach about cooking healthier, tastier meals, how to budget for food, and showing people how that translates to a longer life. And she loves the people she helps.
The majority of people are not criminal. They're just everyday people trying to make it.
Think poverty and poor nutrition don't make a difference. Katina, think about how much everything from hypertension to diabetes to obesity, I mean, even tooth decay would drop if people in zip code 38106, where Austin works, were able to have access to the kinds of meals folks who live in Collierville's 38017. The difference in life expectancy between those two zip codes, 14 years.
The numbers are staggering. I have researched them. And you know what else? Food deserts they aren't just affecting urban areas. If you drive 90 miles south of Memphis to Quitman County, Mississippi, population just about 7,300, you'll find what many of us take for granted, even dread doing, is a struggle for others. I'm talking about a simple trip to the grocery store. Quitman County is made up of one city and several small towns. According to data from the United States Department of Agriculture, several areas are considered food deserts. The city of Marks, the county seat of Quitman, the towns of Lambert, Crowder, Crenshaw, and Sledge, plus Darling, which is unincorporated. The city of Marks and all the towns mentioned don't have a single supermarket. The entire county is a food desert. 89-year-old Earlene Melcher knows all too well how difficult it is to find affordable, good quality fresh food in Quitman County.
You can't buy onion.
We followed Mrs. Melcher from her home in Falcon to her nearest grocery store, a Kroger, 29 miles one way and in another county.
Right now, I have to have somebody take me to Batesville or Clarksville, drive my car.
How you doing, ma'am?
After she gets food, she runs into another problem, getting the groceries back home.
I got milk, cheese, margarine, greens, grapes, what is it, water. See, our water system is not real good, so we have to buy water.
According to Quitman County Administrator Velma Wilson, food deserts are becoming a major issue for cities and towns with high impoverished populations.
People have to travel to get fresh foods, produce, about 30 minutes one way, almost an hour round trip.
Wilson says food deserts aren't just inconvenient, they're also causing health problems in the county.
42% of Quitman County faces obesity rate. And not only that, but as far as hypertension, a lot of that is caused because of not having those fresh foods.
Quitman County's lack of fresh food is a problem that spans decades. In fact, it's what brought Dr. Martin Luther King to Marks, Mississippi back in 1968. It was the start of his Poor People's Campaign. He learned the residents then only ate beans and cornmeal. So, to bring attention to what was the poorest county in the United States, Dr. King organized the Mule Train, a group of demonstrators who rode in wagons from Marks, Mississippi, all the way to Washington, D.C.
It was Crawford right there, I know that.
Eddie Webster was a part of the Mule Train.
A great man came here, but when he left, when he died, his dreams died with him. And everything in this town just went back to the normal standstill.
According to the 2010 U.S. Census, the racial makeup of Quitman County is 27% white, almost 71% African American. It is still one of the poorest counties in our nation, with a median annual household income of just over $25,000. It has an alarming poverty rate of 40.9%. The current unemployment rate is almost 9%, nearly double the national rate.
We don't have no type of jobs, no type of economy, really nothing, because we don't have a hospital, we don't have grocery stores. You know, we barely do have drugstores. Well, matter of fact, we ain't got one of those.
Ellen Williams grew up in Marks, Mississippi, and also joined the Mule Train, Poor People's Campaign.
I drove what they call the chuck wagon, the food wagon.
Williams said he had to be a part of the movement.
Well, I just like Marks because I was raised up around Marks. The only thing about it, I dislike about Marks right now, we don't have a supermarket, we don't have a hospital.
For Earlene Melcher, a retired school teacher who had a heart attack in May 2018, she says help needs to come soon. Help for seniors and families so they can raise healthy, productive children.
We really need a hospital and we need a grocery store. We need that bad.
And when we went to the Kroger in Batesville and the Kroger officials found out there was no supermarket for Quitman County shoppers, well, they comped Mrs. Melcher's groceries, so thank you for that. And listen, you heard me mention Dr. King's Poor People's Campaign beginning in Marks, Mississippi, right? Well, take a listen to this.
History was, buried. And it was, to me, it's so significant because it's, you can't erase it.
So take a journey on the mule train with me as I uncover the past sins of marks that are still having an effect on residents today, like food deserts. That's on localmemphis.com.
All right, we want to hear from you about this important issue of food deserts. What do you think is the most cost-effective move communities can make to get rid of food deserts? Head over to our Local Memphis Facebook page to tell us what you think.
And Richard, keep in mind that fresh, accessible food is not the only issue in food deserts. As you heard earlier, transportation is also a problem because some families, well, they can't travel to neighborhoods where grocery stores are available.
Next, a group fighting to solve the problem of food deserts in our area. We're going to ask a few questions about what they think we should do to tackle the issue. We'll hear from the experts next.